Yeah, go
Sorry.
ahead.
Well,
No, go ahead.
sometimes you need to be creative too. I mean, I'll give you
Mhm.
a real example that happened, several months ago. I had a young woman approach me, and she would seemed very, very serious, and apparently had capital and funding and a wealthy grandfather who was going to fund a deal from an entrepreneurial family. And she wanted to buy the laundromat. I said, look, it's going to take probably 7x of my net revenue because I wasn't motivated, but that would motivate me. And in the end, we actually started going down a path that was a little more creative. I really didn't want to sell, even for an inflated price, but I liked what she planned on doing. She was going to be acquiring laundromats in different parts of New England, all, of course, in theory. And if she had the funding to do that, I thought, you know what? Maybe I sell a minority percentage of my laundromat so that I can get a minority percentage of what she's trying to build. And I had never thought of that until
Mhm.
I'm literally in the middle of potentially doing a deal. And I thought, wait, this could be an interesting way to structure it. So for all those people that are looking to buy a laundromat, perhaps you could think about approaching an owner and saying, don't sell me all of it, sell me a part of it, but I want rights of first refusal if and when you do decide to sell the rest. So now you're already in line, guaranteed by law, to acquire the rest of it. And it'll help you get your feet wet with, the laundromat and getting to know the business without investing $500,000. Now maybe you're investing 100,000, but you're also sharing in 20% of those profits. And so it could be a better way to not take all the risk. Yes, you're taking on a business partner that you may not know that well, but maybe you get to know them before you actually do that kind of deal. But the other piece of, all right, I'm not for sale and I wasn't looking to sell the laundromat, but when someone does approach me, and this is a little bit of leverage for the potential buyers out there, yeah, it's a seller's market. But when a buyer approaches me and they tell me they're well funded, they're serious about buying a laundromat, the first thought I have in my head is, uh-oh, what happens if they go to one of my competitors who's not really that savvy? They don't have new equipment. They're probably looking to sell potentially. Like what happens to my laundromat when that new investor and new money and new energy goes into a competitor of mine? That is also a concern of mine. So, don't think for a second that owners don't think about, well, if this person's really serious, and even though I can't agree on price, maybe I should do something because the potential that they're going to begin to compete with you with new money and new energy, that also gives owners pause when they're saying, oh, I'm not for sale.